Hello.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, friends. Happy Monday. It's Monday.
It's Monday, and I know because the garbage cans are going out tonight.
Oh, is that tonight?
It is tonight,
Oh,
yeah.
well, there you go. It's Monday.
Welcome back after our huge 2 days gone, right?
I know, that was massive. It felt like a
Weekend.
Very long vacation.
Well, not like this is work. I mean, this is fun hangout time, but it was fun to not have anything to do at
It
all.
was true. To have like zero commitments was really nice. Well, not that we had zero commitments.
Although our stage manager was actually speaking on deaf ears, like no one was listening to the Alexa stage manager.
Yeah, we just kept telling her to be quiet.
like-
No show
She's like,
today.
start the music, and we're like, we're not playing music today.
Playing music right now. Oh, and hey, it looks like it's Dallas Rich's birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
How's it going? Very cool, very cool.
Well, let's say hi to everyone who's here.
Yeah, let's take a look at who's here today. So we have Insane Lego Fan, who was here early, I guess. PD Brick Films, Joshua Zender, Marilyn Parmley. Hi, Marilyn. Thomas Howard, Shane Levin, Cornado, JMW Music, Noob Master 69, of course.
Hooray.
Okay Bricks, hi. Hey Eric, how's it going? Good to see you.
Moto's here with us.
Moto is here. Zach Martinez, Zarakino. Hi Kim, how's it going? Let's see. Thomas Howard. Did I miss anybody? Brickanista. Hi Brickanista. How's it going, Naomi? Wilfred is here. Bonjour. Let's see who else.
The
Joshua
Mowgli is
Zender,
here.
the Mowgli. Red Warrior 6 is back. Hello and welcome back again. Let's see.
Oh, and Apples?
Cafe Con Lego is back. Apples is here. Alexander 68. I haven't seen you here before, so welcome. Hi.
Well, Apples, I hope I'm saying your name right. Hello from the U.S.
Yeah, and Squirrel Girl 42. I always say, Thomas says they always say my name at least 2 times. You know, when you're scrolling down the list and
I
you're
know,
trying to
there's
go
a lot
through,
of
it's like,
names.
how do I even know? And of course, now after 2 months or something of doing this, speaking of 2 months of doing this, we hit our 4,000 watch hours yesterday to start, for YouTube to start helping us out with stuff. So we'll see if we decide to pursue that.
We'll see
or not.
what changes.
I'm not sure. I just don't want ads, right? Like,
No
we absolutely
ads.
don't want ads.
This
No
is-
ads.
No ads.
So, all right. So today, Wilfred says, yesterday I missed the TrickyBricks show so much that I binged on Lego Masters Australia Season 2 clips.
Oh, I hear it's really good.
Well, not only
I hear their
that-
challenges are great.
Yeah, and not only that, but yesterday was their finale, and I actually know who the winners are, but I'm not going to spoil it. But, yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. And speaking of Lego Masters Australia...
We have to figure out how we can watch that.
Yes.
But Season 1...
Speaking of Lego Masters Australia, this Thursday at 7 p.m. Thursday night we will be doing a day. We will still be doing a day stream, but we're doing a special night stream Thursday night, 7 p.m.
Pacific time.
Pacific time. I think it's 10 p.m. for all of you on the East Coast. Sorry, we tried to go as early as possible. We are having
a good reason, right?
Yes, we are having Maddie and Jimmy from Season 1, Australia Lego Masters, and I'm so excited to have them on.
It'll be super fun, and there's just such a time shift between the two. That's when
they're 15 hours ahead of us, so what will be evening for us will be the middle of the day for them, and they're just so delightful, and I can't wait to actually sit and talk to them. So I think I think you're gonna really,
that'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll really be a lot of fun. And also, like, I've been messaging back and forth with Maddie, kind of setting up everything, and she's so hilarious. Like, she's even hilarious in text, but then also she uses tons of Australian slang that I have absolutely no idea.
We need a glossary.
I know, I totally I felt like I needed some kind of dictionary or something.
Well, hey, let's do our Disney pins.
Yeah, let's see. Disney. Oh, and I'm not wearing a Disney pin today, but I am wearing a pin. We're starting to branch out a little bit, but I have reasons.
Well, for reasons of our mock building, I was thinking about shovels and pickaxes and such. So I'm wearing. Is he right there? Kind of in focus. Oh, bummer. There you go.
Oh, Dopey.
Sorry, Dopey.
There you go.
Dopey.
It's almost
from
like
the Seven Dwarves.
And because we built an Egyptian MOC for our MOC for the history build, I am wearing this awesome mummy pin that was given to me by none other than Johnny Cat, who I'm not sure if you're here, Johnny, or not.
As part of a set, right?
Yeah, it was part of a set of like a bunch, so it was really cool. Hey, Brady Denninger's here. Welcome. Let's see. I am going to attach my pin. Yes, I'm glad. I like this one.
It's funny, when I rejoin the business world again, I don't know if I'm going to be wearing Disney pins, but I've gotten so accustomed to them, I wear pins every day.
Wilfred says, Richard and Flynn achieved focus. It's a win. It is a win. It is. And I think part of it is, and I'm embarrassed to say, but we usually have so much coffee by the time the show starts that every time we hold something up there, like, our hands are shaking.
But speaking of which, coffee's ready.
Is it?
Yes.
All right. Well,
okay, I'm going to go over there. Story.
All right. Coffee's ready. All right, so let's see. Let me see what have we got going on today? Oh yeah, we've got of course, all of our regular features. We are going to finish the slideshow that we started last week with all of your builds. We're also going to show off our build and talk a little bit about how we did it and what we did with it. It's really not so much of a technical breakdown like we did with our car, but really more like
a design breakdown.
Yeah, it's more of a design breakdown if you want to think about it that way. So, I hope that everybody had a good weekend and that you did something fun, no matter what you did. We did a little bit of virtual Brick World Chicago on Saturday, and that was interesting. And then and a bunch of other stuff. I started doing my reviews for Brothers Brick. And yeah, so I got to put together a hidden side set yesterday, which I really enjoyed. So look for that coming up hopefully sometime this week. And let's see, what else happened? What else happened?
Did you win Animal Crossing?
Win? No, I didn't win Animal Crossing.
You went to big public events.
No, I did. I've been going to some public, like Animal Crossing parties, like cataloging parties, and also crafting parties. It's been very funny and weird. And of course, like, turnips. Like, turnips are the thing. And I know Wilfred is not all about the turnips. I'm sorry that we have to bore you with our turnip talk. But
Well, we're getting back to bricks in a second.
Oh, Kim said they played lots of Villainous. That is a game we've kind of maxed out on board games that we can have in the house, but that is one that I really, really want, and I'd be willing to maybe give up an older one, turns. New hidden side sets, are they good on a scale 1 to 10? I really can't say that. I need to reserve my my reviews for Brothers Brick, and so I don't want to talk about it on here. Once the reviews have come out, I'll be happy to talk about them. But right now, I have to stick with them, and I don't want to give out any opinions just yet.
No spoilers, because they're brand new, right?
Yes.
Is that all right? Do you need more sugar?
It does need more sugar, but I got it. Okay. Awesome. Nothing like a little sugar.
Well, how about, is there Lego news?
Lego news. Not so much Lego news today. There is a lot of embargoes up today for a lot of sets, so definitely keep your eyes on Brothers Brick. There's a review up right now of the new pirate ship, the 3-in-1 Creator pirate ship. And let's see, I wonder if I'll be able to, I wonder if it'll let me go here. Why don't we take a look at this, actually? I think that would be kind of fun. Let's take a look at what we got. So here is some Lego news for today. Yeah, we've got a review of the 3-in-1 pirate ship. And I was looking at this and noticing, I know a lot of people talked about this, Eric, you've got reviews coming out. Awesome. Well, I can't wait to see them. Where will we find them? Is this going to be on New Elementary, I would expect? Not sure. So Dallas Rich, yes, the Lego Haunted House. We talked a lot about the Lego Haunted House last week and looked at the video.
So psyched about that.
But yeah, so check out this. It's a pretty great boat, and I know a lot of this. I know a lot of this was talked about at the time, but it's interesting in that it has brick-built sails.
That's my favorite part of it,
and not the regular. Why why does it want to do that? And not the regular sails, like the cloth ones that we usually see.
Yeah, well, they can billow a lot more. I really like that.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot, and it looks like
it's cute. You know what it reminds me of, actually? Is it reminds me of Tyler and Amy's Imagiscope.
Right.
You know, that cute little shape of the boat. I think it's very toy-like.
And look at this. You can also make like a skull island out of it, which is much more sinister than the original Pirate Skull Island, I gotta say.
Scary eyes.
So he.
Sorry, and then a monitor.
And then we've got like a little village thing going on here. It looks like
out of the same set.
A little port out of the same set.
Oh, so the cabin of the boat becomes like a Tudor building.
Yeah, so there you go. That's some Lego news today, and of course you can go check out on Brothers Brick all the cool MOCs that people make. This one I'm super impressed with, by the way.
Are you serious? That's Lego?
Yes, and it glows in the dark, and it's really amazing, and you should definitely check it out. But
right on. But back to our show.
But back to now that you're back to our show.
Hi, it's the Brothers Brick Show. But it's not. It's not. The Tricky Brick Building Chat.
It's the Tricky Brick Brother Brick to Brother Brick.
Whoa, we're not even brothers. From another mother.
Although people do think we are. Somebody's asked that several times, which I found hilarious.
I don't think we're that similar, are we? Although we probably talk more and more alike now that we've got this twin speak.
Oh my goodness.
Well, hey, what about all those amazing MOCs that people submitted that we haven't shown yet?
We do have all those amazing MOCs. I thought maybe we should do one of our features before we did that.
Oh, you know what?
What do you think?
Oh, look at this. You mean like sticker set show and tell?
Maybe.
I bet.
That's right, everybody. It's sticker set show and tell, and Richard's trying to get our alarm clock working.
That's okay. We're just going to remember when it's time.
And I know you will all remind us anyway if we miss something. So.
All right. So this is going to be a 2-day sticker set. Look at that. I'm so excited. 2 days from the same set. Flynn's favorite set, maybe.
It is.
Is that right?
Besides the haunted house.
2017, this is set 70620 Ninjago City, and it's a huge sticker set at 15.19.5 studs. It's one of 2 sheets. There were 4,777 parts in Ninjago City.
Such a great piece.
And 19 minifigures. That's crazy. It's an amazing set, and I love the art on those stickers.
Yeah, this is one that I've said all the time. Like, I do believe in stickers, but I gotta say, in this particular case, these stickers elevate the model so much. Yep. And if you don't know, I'm not sure how much you know about it, but like if you can see up here, these 3 movie sort of like movie posters. These things are interchangeable. So there's an area where you can display the movie posters, and you can swap them out, which is so cool. And I'm really just a fond of so many of these stickers. And there's a whole other sheet that we'll look at tomorrow.
You know, I like the movie theater or the movie posters in Ninjago City so much better than the Palace Theater. And I was amazed by the Palace Theater when we first built it. It was the coolest thing we'd built, but it pales by comparison with
I didn't love I like the movie posters that came with it, but I ended up buying some third-party ones that were amazing, that looked like like old movies. Like I got King Kong and Wizard of Oz, and they were just like really amazing. New Master 69, do you guys like building with snot? We do. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it looks like we got some new people. Kristen Dilks. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. We always like to see new people here, and if there are any new people here, don't forget, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Super helps us out. And you know what? Speaking of stickers,
you all right there with your coffee?
Yeah, it was a lot. Speaking of stickers,
yes.
I wanted to show people, because we've been talking about this for a while, and I actually did a big job on this, and I want to show you.
Well, this project had its ups and downs, right?
It had its
Well, I don't mean honestly. I swear that was not meant to be a really bad pun on the upside down. But this model, when Flynn went to start putting the stickers on, decided to disassemble itself.
Yeah, it disassembled itself. So I'm still putting it back together, but I did want to show you that we have installed the stickers.
Look, there's the alphabet.
And there's the Dungeons and Dragons manual, and there's Will's drawing.
Hold it more still and it can focus on it.
Will's drawing of the creature from the Upside Down. So they and I got the address on the front of the house. So all the stickers are on now, I think, except for one or two. It's just a matter of putting them all back together, putting it all back together.
Well, I mean, I know this should be no surprise, but I just feel like you get so much more of the designer's intent when you get the stickers. Personally, I wish they'd make more printed bricks, but since there's, you know, a limited number of special bricks you can do for any set, I think the stickers add a lot.
Yeah.
And Flynn has gotten, I'm pretty good at putting on stickers. I get them really straight, but it takes me a while. Flynn is putting on some speed with it.
I'm trying.
Look, that Windex trick.
Mr. Hinkle says, hi, Kevin, by the way. Your son says hi. He's literally watched the entire season of LEGO Masters 3 times now.
Oh.
Wow.
He might know the models better than we do.
Speaking about ups and downs, yes, he says he knows all the contestants' names more than his own extended family now. Yeah, it is such a cool model. It's unfortunate that it's not really that stable. Well, you know, it is fighting gravity. I mean, it is. I gotta say, it's pretty darn sturdy. But I did notice that when it's upside down, the house likes to separate a little bit. But you know, gravity.
Well, I think it's not a play set, right? I think we'll get it together, all the stickers, and we'll put it on a shelf, and we'll only touch it to dust it every now and then.
Yeah, it's
probably not often enough. Right? Do any of the rest of you just suffer from plagues of pet hair and dust on your models? Like, what do you do?
Plagues.
We have. Oh, excuse me. Present on my mind. But lots and lots and lots of dust and dog hair. And what do? How do you dust? We use a little vacuum cleaner.
Okay, let's see.
What's going on?
I'm actually getting up on my phone the email so that we can finish showing
People's MOCs.
People's MOCs, indeed. I had to...
Volume 2.
Yes, Volume 2. So give me just 1 second to go ahead and find this. I had it up here, but of course my phone closed itself down and now it's being stupid.
And we made one too. And
we did make one too. We will share that after.
The only thing you can tell so far is it's tan.
It's tan. Debbie Shep Bricks, how's it going?
Welcome.
Thorac Videos, welcome. Very good.
I don't know that.
I don't either. That's a new person.
To the stream?
Welcome. Thanks so much for coming. Let's see. I use a paintbrush. Yes. And I spent yet another fortune on display cases. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, display cases are so smart. I know Holly has amazing cases for her minifigs.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Just really like a wall of minifigs, basically.
We have not ordered any Monkey Kid sets yet.
Not yet.
It's not quite on our radar. We're still kind of... We have certain amounts of money set aside for Lego, and we also are living in a world of Lego in our house. Yep. So we gotta slow down sometime. I mean, I will say this, that haunted house is an absolute must-have. We will own that.
Yeah, well, we have several things, though, now, because there's also the pirate ship. What is it, Island?
Oh, yeah, well, I already said that I would be willing to give up the Pirate Bay, Barracuda Bay, for the haunted house.
Well, we have...
It's kind of like...
In the vault back there, we have a big Minecraft set I think we're going to turn into a new set.
Yeah.
Something like that. Well, let's go to the...
So I'm new in the chat from France. So it's difficult to catch the streams. Hey, that's so cool. You know, Wilfred, who's here, is also from France. So now we have two people.
Not that we figure you know one another.
Yeah, no, I don't think you know each other. I'm just saying. Two people from the same.
But if you miss the stream, especially like some of the interview streams and all that, are all available on our YouTube site. So you can go back and check those out.
I mean,
they don't date too quickly.
I'm excited about the Monkey Kid sets. I think they look really cool. I would just say right now they're not a priority for us.
Right.
As far as other stuff goes.
It's true. We did a big cleanup on our world video studio and dining room and build room.
Right.
And we discovered so much more jumble.
Yeah, so we have so much stuff.
We need to go brick picking in our jumbled bricks because there are already ones that we've selected that we really want, right?
It's
and
true.
We just can't use them because...
Okay, everybody, we are going to... Let's start the slideshow, shall we? Hopefully we don't have issue with it today. Wow, another new person, Big Screen Bird. How's it going? Monkey Kid. You know what? I'm really bad about getting distracted, and we can absolutely talk about Monkey Kid, but let's do this first. Let's do the slideshow, and then we will go back and talk about Monkey Kid, and I will get some pictures up, and we can go into a little bit more in depth. We have kind of a loose show today.
You might even say casual, right?
All right.
Monkey Kid is a theme, though, so we'll get back to that in a minute.
All right, so we have. Let me see. Oh, that's right. I have to switch over here because this likes to be a big pain.
Oh, we just switched from one slide to the next. There we go.
Okay, so everybody, can everybody tell me, are you seeing Stonehenge right now? Because that's what you should be seeing.
Hope so.
Just go ahead and if somebody can say yes, Stonehenge in the chat or something, that would be great. Because I don't want to be showing you something, talking about something that you can't see.
Right. Monkey Kid is a new Lego theme. Well, at the moment, we're going to talk... Oh, yep.
Yep, Stonehenge.
Red
okay,
Warrior
great.
6.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
All right, so this is kind of picking up where we left off last week. This is from Christopher Coster, who's a great member of our little stream family here. He says, I've put together a scene of Stonehenge. Now, this is a render. He built it in studio. He says, I remember going to this site as a child with my mom in southern England and being amazed that someone was able to assemble these massive stones, but also left in wonder of what it was for and how it was built and what it would have looked like completed. It was probably the first time that I thought about the historical past. That's awesome.
Cool. It makes it such a personal build, right?
Yeah, I love, and that's what I love, the little personal stories like that. For me, like my history, like my first thoughts about historic past was I grew up in Baltimore, which is really near Washington, D.C., and we used to go on field trips to the Smithsonian, and that was a big, big deal for me. And I always, of course, the dinosaur bones was like the big thing, and then the big... Yeah.
Well, dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs. When I was a kid, I used to put together models of dinosaurs all the time.
Indeed.
Look at that. We have our clock back, too. Well, I like this so much. I like how much it focuses on the piece. I think on the subject, there's not a brick wasted here. Yeah. And I love thick finished bases for MOCs as well.
Wilfred says this was the first Lego set. The bricks were big in these times. It's true.
Well, it took a lot of time to build those sets.
Well, not too long ago, didn't they find, maybe it was in Ireland, I can't remember, but they found these big stones with, like, knobs on them, like Lego bricks. Like, really, really old ones. So it was kind of a way to hold things together,
if you're going to build a wall to have them keyed together, right?
Exactly.
That's so great, and I love the green for the... It's like a micro build, but not super micro.
Right. All right, so this is from Noobmaster69. Noobmaster says, this is me watching Steven Universe. The only fictional part is the dog. I'm allergic. That's awesome. He says, I may have taken the screen to real life idea from a Mark and Boone build. Very good.
Oh, well, yeah, that's so cool.
We are big Steven Universe fans. So I love that what you did here. And I like that you have like the little, he's got like the mountain where they live and then the water coming up from the ocean and then the sort of tumbled bricks as the water is so great. I think it's really good.
There's a scene in series 1 where like a finger comes down and points at their lair, doesn't it? Like a giant hand comes finger. Down. Am I getting any of the details wrong? I really like it a lot.
Yeah,
I like
great.
The chair.
Oh yeah,
too.
Oh no, now I see the hand. Now I see what you're talking about. Yes, sorry.
There.
I missed that in the background. That looks really great. So cool. Somebody is living, who said that they're living in Baltimore right now? Brady, awesome. Yeah, I haven't been back in quite a while, but I do miss it sometimes, I gotta say.
Kristen, we'd love to see your food truck.
So Easter Island equals figs. Yeah, Easter Island, I've seen somebody use one of the stud shooters as an Easter Island head, and it was so cool. That was The Stranger Absurd, who is so great.
Oh,
on Flickr, if you've never seen his stuff, oh my goodness.
Yeah, he does maxi fig. I guess you'd call them maxi figs, like about this tall, really just beautifully detailed.
Oh, it's he says New Master 69 says it's a Peridot's ship in gray. Yes, I remember that now.
I like Peridot. I like her voice. She cracks me up.
Okay, so this one is from Rob Ketcherside, and it is a Miniland scale street clock. Hang on, there's some more to it. It's patterned after a real clock designed by Seattle's clockmaker Joseph Mayer from 1912.
Oh, that's so cool.
This is great.
I really like the figure as well. It gives a lot of scale to the clock. It sort of...
Well, what I love about the figure is that it looks like a larger version of a city figure, either a construction worker or even Emmett, right? Like it has the orange top and the blue ones.
Well, figures are hard.
Yeah, Let Stranger Absurd is amazing. Maybe I'll try and bring some of his stuff up because it's just incredible. But yeah, really nice.
Again,
I really love the clock.
Straight to the point, it just really highlights the piece, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, Rob says his son made the figure. That's awesome. The figure's fantastic.
Figures are hard too.
Yeah, this is a great little build. I love it.
Family collaborations.
Absolutely. A clock in the TrickyBricks show, of course. Of course, it wouldn't be one.
Yay, we like clocks.
All right, so let's see. Very good clock. And this one makes me laugh. This is from Shane Levin, entitled Dad and Son Leaving Blockbuster.
Oh, I'm sorry if we just blasted out your ears.
No.
That is awesome.
And then he's just using, I love that he's using a simple 1x2 plate as a videotape.
Yeah.
And see, okay, so this is one of the things I love. So there's actually like a tile that looks like a videotape, but he's gone here and used the plate, and I knew exactly what it was by looking at it. I didn't even need that decorated tile. And that's what I love about stuff like this, about Legos, that you can use something. So that happened to us on Lego Masters when we did our mashup or movie mashup build, and we had these fairies that I wanted to be using magnifying glasses, and we couldn't find any magnifying glasses anywhere, so I ended up having to use frying pans. But they, and I had them just hold it. I just made it obvious way. They had them holding it to their face, and they were looking at them.
Clues.
And actually, Brickmaster Jamie commented on that, and I think that made it to air, if I remember correctly, is him talking about that. But yeah, so that was really fun.
I love this. I mean, the color really tells it. There's not a brick wasted.
No, and and the other thing I love about it too is like it doesn't even need the Blockbuster sign. Like the colors tell the story.
And that stripe.
And look, and there's even behind the kid. Can you see there's a hole in the wall? That's like the night drop off.
Be kind, rewind.
Be kind, rewind. Wow, that's pretty hilarious.
We still have a VHS deck. It's not in current use, but we have so many old VHS tapes of shows and all that.
Ridiculous. Those magnifying glass fairies were amazing. We love that build. Oh, thank you so much. I really wish they would have shown more of it, and I wish they would have shown the before the twist.
It was one of our favorite pieces, and most people watching it wouldn't know, but we base the compositions in there on Renaissance art.
Yeah.
On classic, on just Renaissance compositions for the figures. Yeah, someday we'll see a picture of the before.
Yeah. Well, I love it. It's simple, effective, all the right pieces are there. It has like all of the elements to tell the story, and I think that's really great.
And just the 1 foot forward is enough to say action, too.
Action. Kind of like the web series you were talking about on our interview. Yes, it's true. Let's see. All right.
Oh yeah, I hope your project went well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Got to let us know how that went. All right, this is from Thomas Howard, and Thomas says, it's Wednesday night. I turn on the TV and Fox is on. Then I hear Will Arnett's voice in the background. Today on Lego Masters, the builders have to pick an item that is cut in half and build from the other side. This was the first time I saw you guys. That's so cool.
So awesome.
So that's us building the Clockwork Man. That's so great. I love
That's great.
the person stuck to the wall. And I love the TV camera too.
Yeah,
lots of great little details.
I think that studio cam with the wheel near the bottom is so clever. Like, that's a detail I wouldn't think most people would see or catch.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really well done. I love it. And again, like, simple. Right?
Yep.
It doesn't have to be complicated to tell the story.
Yep. And I'm not afraid of showing studs either. You know? Like, I choose when I do it, but I think in this case it adds so much texture to the piece.
I love it.
Oh, and he got my hair just right, too.
Richard and Flynn, do you have tips for food trucks? Yes, we will talk about questions and stuff after we do this, but absolutely. So somebody keep me on track here. Monkey Kid and tips on food trucks.
Yep.
Okay. Maybe the brick person on the wall is like Brickmaster Amy up on top of the. I don't know, but it's hilarious.
Oh, like she's up on the.
Oh no, it's the minifigure wall, right? It was a minifigure wall.
Oh, that makes perfect sense.
I think it's the minifigure wall, and I think that's genius.
Oh, it was in the because she's a CMF.
Yeah, it's really love it. Really love it. Great job. Great job. All right, so next, this is from Tiffany Elle.
Ooh.
She says, this is my build. This is the national monument, Monas, of Indonesia that resides in the capital, Jakarta. It symbolizes the fight for Indonesia's independence, started in 1961 and opened to the public in 1975.
Wow, that's great.
That's really beautiful. Again, like simple and beautiful, and I love the bottom, the way that it's angled. It kind of like lifts off the ground. It's angled.
And it's also an example of a really, really good photo. I think this shows it off so well.
Yeah.
And the fact that the camera was low makes it sort of tower up, and I think that the wide-angle distortion really helps too.
Well, and even though it's against a white background, it's shaded, like the sides of the column are shaded enough that it stands off in that background, and you can tell what it is. That's really that's really quite beautiful. And I wonder if, Tiffany, I don't know if you're here or not, but are you from Indonesia? Or is this just something that you've seen before? Either way, it's great.
Yeah, a very good friend of mine did his graduate work on Indonesian court texts. So we had he has lots of Indonesian art around his place.
All right. So let's see. Yeah, the flame on top is great. What do we got next? Yes. Of course, last but not least, we have Wilfred. And because, of course, we do these in alphabetical order, so Wilfred always gets, like, the final.
Wow, this goes into...
Oh, Tiffany is here. She says her parents are from Indonesia.
Oh,
very cool. Great.
Really nice choice for a piece and so well executed.
Again, like, personal stories, I think, are so important.
I think, as what we're doing here, like, a lot of people don't think of themselves as artists, but what we're doing here with MOCs is making art, right?
Exactly.
And I think the artist can bring so much more of their own experience to it if it's something they know rather than just looked up.
Right. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So this is from Wilfred.
We looked up our MOC.
And Wilfred says, the day history took a spin and a lady invented the wheel.
Oh, awesome.
I love it. Okay, so I love what's going on here. So you have the two cavemen guys, like, building a sort of, like, stone dinosaur with square wheels.
And one of the wheels is in the process of being carved. That's brilliant.
Makes me laugh. And then the cave woman is working on her nice, smooth, round wheel, and has made a sort of chariot wheels for this guy in the back. I love the chariot look. I love the look of both the dinosaur and the white. I don't know, Wilfred, was it lion creature? Or is it another dinosaur? It's beautiful.
And she's like, You know what, guys? Don't worry, I got this handled.
Yeah, I got this. You go back to your square wheels.
You go do, hit some dinosaurs with your club.
I love this. Hey, it's Holly, so welcome. Fun. How's it going?
Hi, Holly.
So yeah, I love this. This is just great, and I love that the difference between the gray dinosaur and then the white. The other one is white. You've got the gray because you worked in a limited palette here, which we love. Like we're big fans of limited palettes.
For sure. It helps focus, right?
And I love the boulders in the background. Hey, Johnny's here. There you are. How's it going? I don't know if you were here earlier, but I'm wearing one of your monster pins that you gave me, the mummy one. I love it. And Brick Lovers are here. Very good. Oh no, it's Johnny saying hello to the Brick Lovers. I thought it was a person. Wow, I'm gone over the edge. We are going over the bridge.
Went all the way.
I went all the way there and all the way back. Excellent work, Wilfred. So great. I love it. What a great little slideshow of stuff. We had a lot of really amazing builds today. Thank you everybody so much.
I'm actually glad that we split this in two because it gave us a chance to spend. We don't want to rush through anyone's piece, and I just want to see what people made.
Yeah, exactly. So all right. So what we're gonna do here?
Do you think? Why don't we do our?
I think we should do ours. I don't need to cut that can happen. That's okay.
Oh, so do the whole thing, the discussion and everything, and then we'll catch up.
No, we'll just show it off first, and then we'll do that. I think too. And then we'll do.
Look,
okay, so
we just had a whole production meeting there.
Exactly. So this is our build that we worked on. It's I think I'm going to tilt the camera down because I think you'll be able to see it. I can certainly bring it closer. Okay. So no, you know what? I think I'm just going to have to pick it up and show it to the camera. You're never going to be able to see it.
Yeah, we want you to see it just like it was meant to be viewed from a couple of angles.
Okay, so this is loosely based on... Richard has the notes. It's loosely based on the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb.
Yeah, but Howard Carter and Lady Evelyn Herbert on November 26, 1922, made a small hole in the upper left-hand side of a doorway, and he shined a candle through the hole, and he said, oh gosh, I didn't write that quote.
I see wondrous things.
I think he said, someone said, do you see things? And he said, wondrous things. I'll get that quote right. But then we made the hole bigger so you can actually see.
Right, so...
And those wheels were chariot wheels in the in the outer room outside of the burial chamber, which was designed to look like it was cluttered, like it had been ransacked already.
Which I just realized that's what I did in our D&D game the other day.
That's true.
So here it is from the side. So now you can see more of the burial chamber, and you can see them from the side going in. And because we wanted to be able to have you see more of it, it actually hinges open.
You got that?
And you can see him
checking in with his candle.
You can see him checking in with the candle, which, by the way, he did use a candle and not a flashlight.
And he has a hammer and chisel down there, too. He used the chisel his grandmother gave him when he was 17 to break into the tomb.
So there's that. And we also wanted to show you there is a play function. Hey, we're showing a play function.
Let's go from above for that.
Oh, should we do that? Okay, yes.
Okay, so we'll close it back up.
Okay. So you can see we have our, here's our floor, and we'll talk about a little bit what we did with the floor later. We've got our treasure chest full of gold stuff. These were sort of my dumb attempt at a canopic jar, but, what are you going to do? I was limited on time.
And then Howard Carter comes in, and I think three nested, gosh, I have to get this right, but I think there were three nested sarcophagi, and inside the inner one was what?
Oh yeah, actually somebody pointed out we did use the gold idol from Indiana Jones.
Yeah, anything gold, right?
So check it out, and then you lift off, and it actually has the it's got him in it. Now you can't see, but he's actually got a gold face. There you go. That is from the one we just did. Is it? No. That's from the Pharaoh's pyramid from the Pharaoh's Quest sets. But anyway,
that's our MOC.
That's our little build. And actually, we'll definitely be doing we'll do a little breakdown of this after we are done talking about some other things.
Our next feature, right?
Are we at our next? You know what? Let's do this. Let's. We're going to go here, and I know that I was going to look up something here about.
Okay, I got a quick one then.
Oh yeah, please.
Okay, so so remember Ms. Thing, who entered our world, right? Being a camera-focused device to help the camera autofocus. Well, when we got dots from Brickmaster Amy, we made dots bracelets, and Ms. Thing has been featuring dots bracelets, but on Lego Masters, way before we knew about dots, they hadn't been released yet, Samuel Hatmaker, Wildflower, made for every cast member basically a dots bracelet.
Yeah, the first day we arrived.
They're on elastic and it's covered with 1x so you can just put whatever little tiles and things on them you want. And so Ms. Thing is featuring a Samuel Hatmaker original bracelet today.
Okay, so all right, so Monkey Kid. People want to talk about Monkey Kid, and we'll have to take a break during Monkey Kid, but we will take a look. Let's take a look at Monkey Kid. There we go. There we go.
There we go.
All right. So this is Monkey Kid. This is the big new thing from Lego, new IP.
What is an IP,
I believe this is an intellectual property. Meaning,
and what does that mean?
It means that they so like anything that you know that is branded as an intellectual property. Star Wars is an intellectual
Ninjago.
property. Ninjago is an intellectual property that belongs to Lego. So that's why a set that is an IP like Star Wars is going to cost you more. A Star Wars set is going to cost you more than a regular set.
Sneaking up there.
Yeah, it's going to cost you more than a regular set because there are licensing fees involved. Hey, Baked Bacon, Insane Lego fan, welcome.
Welcome.
We're taking a look at Monkey Kid right now.
Which is a whole new line.
Yeah, so this is the Monkey Kids Team Secret HQ, which is apparently on a ship, which is pretty cool. And I love this big fig, the guy who kind of like flying down from the top there.
So is he a mech or is he?
No, he's
that
like
guy's a big fig.
Yeah, he's a dude.
And then, but on the left, we've got a mech.
And here's some pictures of it close. There he is.
Hooray!
See, with his big ginger beard and mohawk, and he has a matching cat that is also blue.
Well, and then look at that mech shop there.
Yeah, Alyssa, these Monkey Kid sets are really cool, and of course, and you know what they do is they're hitting that. For me, they're kind of hitting that Ninjago spot. As far as like design and like interesting style. And
look, there's solar panels on the roof. I love how colorful these are as well.
Yeah, they're really, and there's a nice close up of the fixie. There's the cat with the mohawk. I love the cat with the mohawk so much. Now, why is I don't know why
there's
I keep
the pig
scrolling
guy
it like that.
with the fork.
The pig guy with a big.
This.
I don't think so. I'm not touching it. Anyway, yeah, pig guy with a chef hat on. I hope he's not serving pork chops because that would be really sick. And these are the bad guys.
No, doesn't the pig have his own food truck?
Oh, that's right. He does have a food truck. Oh, yay! That makes me happier than anything else. So good. All right, so we could keep going through this, but I'm gonna pop us back real quick up here. Ooh, scrolly scroll! Look, here's more cool mocks again. Don't forget, check it out. Lots of cool stuff.
We do not get paid by the Brothers Brick to do this. We're just using them as our news source.
And I did ask for permission. Yes, and they said that was fine. Let's take a look. There we go. Oh. This is the one. This is the one that seems everybody is like freaking out about, right? This is the really really. Why is it doing that?
Just keep your finger on the button there.
So this is really cool. The Monkey King Warrior mech is incredible, and for anybody who likes mechs, and just to give you like a sense of scale on this thing, that big like staff that he's carrying is all made from 2x2 dark red ridged round bricks. Okay, now we have to get this.
Wow,
actually bricks and pieces. I need those dark red bricks.
I'm gonna say I think I'm gonna say it's for the show that what we really need sitting right here between us is that mech next to Voltron.
So yes.
Don't you think?
Oh, and then they get in a fight.
Yep.
So Moto was asking, the mech is 1,629 pieces, and it's going to be 150.
Wow. So that's a quarter the size of Ninjago City.
Look at it! Look at the size of it! Oh man, that is cool with the building. And the little flags on his back.
Look at the guy flying on the cloud. Drew told us about that. That's how he gets around.
That's how he gets around. Monkey Kid gets around on a cloud.
And he actually comes... I'm not going to say much about this because I don't know anything. I'm kind of ignorant about it. But it comes from Chinese mythology, right?
Yeah, yeah. Make it a tax write-off. It's part of the set. I don't know. You know, if we need to make... I think we need to make TrickyBricks into like a legit company so that we can do stuff like that. Okay,
what
so
is that
this
Panda
is...
store?
This is Red Sun's Inferno truck, and yeah, so there's like a little store, and then there's the food truck, I think. No, that's somebody's little car. Love it, with the big... That is super fun. I'm not sure all the details here, but you can kind of see the different little things.
Well, we're excited about Monkey Kid. I think it's a great direction they went in.
I know, see, and just a minute ago I was like, well, I'm really excited about it, but it's not a priority. It just became a priority.
Did you see her hair?
Yes, her hair was amazing. Oh, another mech! Look at this one! It's like Demon Bull King? Wow. This is incredible, everybody. Look at this thing. The magenta and purple together, it makes me think of course, our first set, which was the X-Men versus the Sentinel. The Sentinel, purple and magenta, were a big color scheme for them.
It also makes me think of Blair Archer.
I was just going to say that. I was just going to say that. It makes me think of Blair Archer.
Wow, that's great.
Whoa, look at her staff, and look at her crazy hair with the horns on the side. Are those croissants? They look like the croissants. They look like the croissants. And there's the food truck. And please say he's not serving pork. There's just something seriously not right
serving,
about it.
I'm going to say tempeh.
Here's the Cloud
Tempeh
Jet.
hot dogs.
Ooh. Cloud Jet? No, absolutely not.
Well, there's a lot of excitement.
Yeah, Iron Bull tank, and we get this dude again. Good, in a smaller set, we'll be able to get a hold of that character, and I'm sorry I don't know all the details.
Well, Flynn, does that mean...
White Dragon Horse?
No,
there we go. Does that mean what?
Let's go away from ads.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't. There's not really a lot I can do about that. But...
And do you think this means that Ninjago is going away?
No, I don't think that this. I don't think this means that at all. I do not think that. I do not think that. Oops, wrong one. All right, everybody. So it's actually past time.
What
for our next feature? But I didn't want to interrupt the Monkey Kid with that. So we are going to get. It's time for our special guest star, everyone.
Hooray! Special guest star of the day.
That's right, everybody. It is that time. Here we go.
I brought two.
That's right, everybody. It is Logan Cookie time. Logan, come on.
Here, buddy. Oh,
yay! Look who's here.
Look. You get that. If you get part of one, I get to hear crunching like this. Happy sounds.
I can see it registering on the mic, which makes me laugh.
There you go.
Yay! You're right, Logan would look good with a mohawk. I 100% agree.
We could make one for him. Maybe not. I don't know if he would have the patience to wear a Lego mohawk, though.
I still can't get over how freaking adorable Logan is in the picture you use for the graphic. Oh, yes. Well, that's like our favorite. It's like the best photo of him that was ever taken. Ooh, look at that. I have Logan injury.
What? Oh.
I was just, and you know what was funny? Just as he was coming out, I was just about to say, like, he's moved from claws to talons.
Yeah, like we need to deal with that.
Yeah, but he doesn't like having his nails clipped. I usually make them do it at the vet, but anyway. So...
They don't like doing it either.
Yeah, actually, they basically last time they basically said next time if you want to trim his nails, if you want us to trim his nails, give him a sedative, or you bring in
Well, should we talk about how... Are you all right there?
I think I need
Do you need a Band-Aid?
I think I might need a Band-Aid. So, I'm going to... Oh, Skittles isn't having it either. Yeah, somehow I don't see Skittles being able to sit still long enough for a nail trim. And I mean, maybe that's just me.
All right.
A wearable Lego Mohawk with a cookie dispenser. Yes, I'm all over that.
Oh.
I want that for me.
I want a cookie dispenser Mohawk. Really? Just like pull my... I could get one of those like big gauged ears and just like press that and a cookie falls out of my Mohawk. That'd be great. Great. I think that's it. Maybe every day I'm going to gauge my ears a little larger on the show, and by the time we've been doing this for a year...
Oh, look at that. So Stud Sidious says... that Monkey Kid is a Noodle House delivery boy, which is cool for the storyline.
Oh,
very
cool.
good, very good. Well, you know, maybe I'm just gonna bleed profusely. No, I'm all right.
Sure?
But I do need a Band-Aid. Yeah.
Okay,
I'll grab
I'll get you a Band-Aid.
See, I don't have to get up. He's so good. I think it's just because he doesn't want to be by himself on camera. But don't tell anyone I said that. Don't tell. Anyway. Okay, he doesn't want to be alone on camera. I started watching 30 Rock again. I needed a laugh. All right, so now we are going to get to the fun part. Well, it's all the fun part, isn't it? But we're going to get
hand off camera.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, the rest of you stay on camera.
I'm going to be... I'm being medically treated here off camera with hydrogen peroxide and a Band-Aid.
See, we got it going on here.
Wow.
Got it all figured out.
Who knows? Try a Dremel tool for Logan's nails. Yeah, no.
Oh, he would freak out.
He would lose his mind. Like anything that makes sounds like that, he gets really freaked out. Like so a friend of ours is like, Logan's really hyper. You should totally get him a remote control car that he can chase around. So we got the remote control car, and then he just barks at it.
He just stands there and barks.
Master69 says, "What is your shirt?" My shirt, and I have worn this before, but I don't know if I've ever shown it. This is from a movie called Creepshow from the 80s, like one of my very favorite horror movies ever. And it's from one of the segments called Father's Day, and it's this zombie crawling out of the grave, and it says, "I want my cake," which is just funny on many levels.
I love that movie, Creepshow.
Yes, Skittles and Logan are kindred spirits. I believe that is absolutely true. All right, so shall we
talk about design?
Shall we talk about design? What do y'all think? Design time? All right. So let's take a look. And I'm going to... Yes, what's that?
My idea is let's go all the way back to the challenge. And just
all the way back.
Yeah, and then just do a click through of how did we take the challenge and have it turned into a piece.
Sure. Should we go to the above cam, or should we stay here for this part?
Why don't we go to do you think the above cam, and we can't really angle this model because everything will fall apart. But there, you do like that.
There we go. All right, so what,
so we got the challenge, right? What was the challenge?
The challenge was to do a 32 by 32, or actually
or
not
smaller.
a 32 by 32, the biggest size, or smaller, little scene depicting something from history. And we didn't really give a lot of
parameters there, right?
Sleepaway Camp MOC. No, Alyssa. Especially not the last scene. No. Anyway, so here is the, but I do love Sleepaway Camp. So here's our little MOC.
The floor turned out better than I expected.
Thank you. Well, I mean, it was your idea. I just did it.
What, all the assembly on it?
So we did.
Well, I did a sample of the floor, and we decided we were going to go in another direction, and Flynn took that direction and just, I think, really ran with it.
So we knew we wanted to, I mean, the whole reason we gave the challenge is because we knew we wanted to do something Egyptian, and then we ended up not being able to find about like 50% of our Egyptian stuff, which was a bummer.
More.
And I know we have a lot more somewhere. Yeah. And actually, I'm not too sad about it because I kind of wanted our biggest MOC to be something like mummy related with like monster mummies and all that stuff.
Yeah, so we can still do that.
So All right, so what we decided to do is we didn't want to go as big as 32 by 32 because, like we do, we wanted to pack in the details. So we decided to go for a 16 by 16, and Richard came up with the idea of what it would be, the scene or whatever. And we,
I looked it up on the web. We got lots of photos for it,
which we loosely based it on.
I guess this room here, there's lots of photos for. Oh, look, I'm going to ruin our piece. There are these wheels, the chariot wheels that were in there were one of the first things. And then I got really stuck on dogs, too, because they had these animals in the tomb.
So what we did, there was also in the picture, there were these two statues of guys holding these rods. And we didn't have, we didn't have those.
Seasick.
Yeah, why not? We didn't have those, but what we did have, and I'm going to pop this off just so you can see it, but we did have, and I've been dying to use, are these Anubis minifigures from the Pharaoh's Quest set, the big pyramid set. And, you know, again, this is loosely based.
Yeah.
loosely based.
So we took a Lego leap of faith.
Yeah, exactly. So we decided
suspension of disbelief.
We decided as long as we could get the details in there. So we wanted to make sure that we had Sir Howard, and we wanted to make sure we had Lady, what was her name?
She was actually, there were a couple of other people there, and Lady Evelyn.
Lady Evelyn, I was right. I was going to say
was right there with them. Was the daughter of one of his partners in the venture.
Right.
I think that's right.
Yes. And one of the things that we really, really wanted to do was we wanted to make sure that the two sides looked different. So how we ended up achieving that, and darn it, you know what? I'm gonna have to switch to the other camera because we just can't show the details this way.
Yeah, and we can. Why don't we just go ahead and move all of these things that are gonna fall out?
And I'm also gonna lock this together. Oh, I'm not worried about those. Right now, I'm gonna lock the hinges together just so that it doesn't fly open because I want to kind of show you what we did with the color.
Okay.
So. We decided that we wanted one side because one side was dirty and the other side was supposed to be like all pristine. So what we did here is we greebled a lot of dark tan in with our regular tan, and we even used some of the profile bricks that look like bricks.
And there's Palisades bricks on the side as well.
Yeah, and combined...
yeah, it's on this side
Sorry.
There.
Combined with other kinds of textured bricks to make... Oh, look, and you can see that we even used a slope in there to give a little crack, and then Richard did this beautiful crack here at the top.
Here, you're looking at the wrong part of the... There.
Right here. This great crack in the wall.
A parallelogram and a little wedge shape.
And we also had these Egyptian... I don't know where I'm pointing.
Here, let me hold this. And you look at the screen.
So you can see we used these Egyptian column things that we had that were in more like gray tones, and then on the other side we used the cartouches.
Everything's
that
backwards and upside down. Sorry,
the
there we go.
Cartouches that are actually in color. And then we decided to keep this room mostly tan, gold, black, and dark blue. So that way there would really be a difference between the two.
Can we point this down? There. How about that?
Very good. So that's how that worked. And we also decided that we didn't want to limit it to just this one little thing and this one angle to view things from, which is why we decided to put the hinges in. And you can see if I turn it around,
it looks terrible on the back.
Here and here are where the little hinge pieces are. All right.
And you can see all the holes for the backs of the headlight bricks that we used to have these textured bricks on the wall here.
Right.
Or not textured. These finishing tiles that are sticking out on the wall are only a half plate thickness out because they're recessed on headlight bricks.
Right. So that's the thing. Like, especially on this side, where we knew everything was going to be tan, like we didn't want to use any, if at all, any dark tan. I ended up using a little bit in the little thing that the casket is resting on, the sarcophagus is resting on, only because I wanted to be able to give it color difference. So if this originally it would have been good if that was all that dark blue, but the bottom of the casket is dark blue, and we wanted that dark blue to be able to show. Yeah. So that's why we decided on the tan. Oh, look, and now you can see straight in.
Yep. Well, and then we had to leave something on the cutting room floor that we didn't want to delete. And that is this big brick.
Oh, yeah.
We wanted so badly to use this brick.
And we'll use it in the next one, but this was one we wanted to use.
But it just didn't go with our color palette.
No, and see, that's the thing, is like sometimes even though you have the most perfect thing that you would look amazing, once you actually do it, it doesn't.
Yep. Also, we did this trick that I saw, I know maybe it's used a lot now, but I saw it done the first time by Mark Cruikshank, is this use of slopes
to make your crack?
Against inverse slopes to create a crack. And he's brilliant at that. He does much more complex sort of apocalyptic
Well, but that was your first attempt, right?
Yeah.
I think it looks really great.
Well,
you did a great job.
Thank you. And then would you show what we did on the floor, actually going back into the down camera?
Sure. I did want to show one more thing, though, on this beforehand.
Nice,
and that is, instead of using this brick, what we ended up doing was removing, there's a wing piece that goes on some of the mummy characters from the Pharaoh's Quest. We ended up taking that off and creating a little slot for it to fit in.
And we agonized over the fact that there's
a tiny gap.
There's like 1.5 millimeter slot above it.
Yeah.
We tried many things to fix that, but we never quite figured that out.
I want to show you what I did. Well, I do want to show you, though, what we did here, because I think, personally, that we came up with something that was, not perfect, but totally doable.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you. So right here is where, so here's your wing. The wings are hanging down here. Now, as you know, these, I'm going to take these tiles off. Yep. These wings are meant to fit on a minifigure. So they go, they go over the neck, right? And it's such a beautiful piece too. Gosh, I just love this. And so in order to hang it in the middle, first thing we needed to do was to use a jump plate. Now the problem is this measurement is not a regular Lego measurement. There's not many pieces that come in that size.
It's the height of a stud.
So, so by putting this on, we then had to build over top of it,
leaving that gap.
And not only did I not want the gap because I didn't want the thing to fall out, and I'll switch back here real quick to show you what I'm talking about, and maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. But you can see that there's a gap that you can see through. See, when I move it around, you can see through right at the top. Well, that was not going to fly. So what we ended up doing was using one of these. We call them benches. And if you notice that while a bench, yeah, I think they call them a bracket. Well, while this is actually a plate, this is a half a plate, which is the same size
as the slot,
almost as the slot. So what we ended up doing was taking that little seat, turning it to the side, and just kind of shoving it in here.
Hi, Madeline Maggie.
So now, even though it's not perfect, oops, I gotta switch back over to here. Even though it's not a perfect fit, at least it covers the gap and light's not coming through it.
Not as much.
And you probably wouldn't notice it unless you were really looking for it.
Unless people held it up to their close-up camera.
Exactly. All right, so yeah, so that's how we did that. And then, let's talk about
Thanks a lot. We tried facing it the other way, but then we had the underside of a 1x2 plate, and we didn't come up with a solution to for how to make that underside of a plate look good.
So let's talk a second about the floor. Now remember, we were saying that we wanted this thing to look different on both sides, so we purposely chose a dark tan plate here, and then all tan here, so that we could just decorate a little bit with these tan tiles to make it look like the floor formerly looked like the one in here, but now it's been broken and wrecked, and there's dirt blowing in and all kind of stuff like that.
And we used, we used 3 different kind of tiles there. We used 1x1 tile, the quarter round, and then also 4 things, because there's a single cheese wedge here, and then behind that's a double wide cheese wedge.
Now, if we would have had our druthers, we would have used a lot more tan cheese wedges, which apparently we don't have because we like looked all over for them.
Yeah, I think they might be in Ewok Adventureland still.
So the floor here, and I will move this one chest out of the way. I have not secured this yet because the floor looked amazing. If I do say so. So you can see that I just started tiling the floor. I tried. Now, I know
we started with all squares, right? We were going to do 2x2 tiles, and it ended up looking like the Louvre or something. It just didn't have the roughness we wanted.
Is there a name for the technique of texture on the floor? I think it's just greeble tiling. I don't know what you would call it.
We wanted to make cracks, and we wanted it to be irregular.
Right.
And had we been able to get a half plate height, we would have made it some higher and some lower. But we tried a whole plate, and it just looked
weird.
Strange. It didn't work out.
So I'm going to use this as a little pointer.
Oh, so, look at that. You mean not this?
No, she's a little bulky. Sorry. Oh
Sorry, Ms. Thing.
So if you look here, we incorporated, first thing we did was we incorporated quarter round tiles, which automatically creates a cool looking crack.
And there's a tan plate underneath there, so anywhere you see a crack, you see tan coming through.
Right, and it still makes, it still makes it. So what I did, what I tried to make sure was, even though I was using a lot of square tiles, I tried to make sure that nowhere in here were two by two square tiles right next to each other. Like I just was like, like anytime there would be two next to each other, you can see like here, I would move it over by a stud so they wouldn't be right next to each other.
So it's aggressive randomization.
Yes, exactly. And I tried to do the same thing with the other types of tiles. Well, maybe. I wasn't always successful.
Naomi. I love those. And those quarter rounds, sorry to interrupt.
No, it's okay.
And had we been able to get triangular, like 45-degree angle tiles, then we could have gone even further with it.
Yeah.
We considered, I think if I do this in the future, I would do a sideways built floor, and we would put cracks in the floor with slopes and inverse slopes.
I definitely want to try that.
But we were also trying to get this done in a reasonable amount of time. Like, we want to finish our MOC.
It takes a long time, because I know it just seems random, but I really did think about it. Hello, hi from your mummy. Hi, Mom. Mom's here.
Oh, show her your coffee cup.
Oh yeah, Mom, check it out. I've got my Bell Lock Diner cup today. Representing. we had Maryland crab soup yesterday. It was amazing.
Oh, it was great.
So we did the floor.
Here, I want to do this.
No, I wanted to do it just sits in there actually.
I'm just taking. I want to see Tutankhamun.
So I wanted to do these like sort of idea for a canopic jar, and these were literally like the last second. It was just so I did a 2x2 brick with a 1x2 plate so that I would have a height difference between the jars. I didn't want it to just look like a whole, just like all the same level. And then I did a cheese wedge on one, and then I did flat ones on the other. I mean, and not the greatest, but as far as a representation, I think it works.
And we stuck with the idea of gold and lapis lazuli, because really, how many colors are in here? Other than the tiny red details, there's a couple of red highlights. We've got tan, gold, dark brown, and dark blue, right? And dark tan. So there's 5 colors in there, but they're only really in like 2 color families.
Right. So, so we wanted to make sure that we stuck with gold stuff. And then, of course, there was like treasure all around, and we wanted to add treasure in. And you can see here, I did add in a couple of 1x1 plates, just so that I would have something to mount on. And yes, I did use the Indiana Jones. I have to say, anytime we ever do anything that involves treasure, we always use that. Like it's always in there in some way or another.
That was one of our first sets too. Is we got a used with a kind of broken box Indiana Jones in was it the Temple of Doom?
Yeah. It was it was the first one because the one that has the big rock. It was the one where the rock chases him down. So here, and we also found this little like gold weird dinosaur dragon thing. And again, I feel like as long as you're like being representational, it's okay. Like you don't. it doesn't have to be an Egyptian statue. It's a gold statue, and I think that's the most important part of it.
Well, there is that, again, there's only, no matter how many Lego bricks there are, it's limited, right? So you have to make choices, and I think that suspension of disbelief goes a long way.
Right. So, like, for instance, here is, like, we just wanted, like,
what's
chests full of gold stuff. So let me show you a little example of what we did to just, that just looks like a bunch of gold stuff. So we have a gold dragon, like literally a baby dragon. I have a chain, because it takes up some room and makes some nice texture.
Anything smaller than a 1x1 stud is a nice fine detail.
This great little weird thing.
It's like
which I love.
A helmet?
Yeah, it's for the top of a samurai helmet, I think. And then another chain. So what I did was I just laid the bigger pieces in first. The chain
to get some height.
And
I do that in
things
barrels
sticking out. And then you can just kind of fill in at the end with another piece of chain. And then by the time you put it in the piece and you have it next to all the other stuff, well then you don't, it's not gonna, it's just gonna be a chest of gold stuff. It's not gonna be any kind of big, deal. Right? And I did the same thing.
Oh, what must have baby dragon?
Yeah, the gold baby dragon is pretty cool, and I don't remember. I think that came from the Temple of Air Jitsu, if I'm not mistaken. So that's the basic. That is basically the breakdown of our sort of design process.
There was the only other thing I wanted to point out here is we really don't like big blank areas of wall.
Yeah.
So above and below, if you go in the front here.
Yeah, I turned it around so you can see.
We show above and below the cartouches on the columns on that back wall. We just used Palisades bricks there to give a little bit of texture in the same color.
And originally, too, our columns were just plain tan, and I didn't like the way they looked. So we decided to do the dark brown with a lighter, with like a light brown rings around them.
With fluting, right? Vertical fluting.
Yeah, and I also tried that door in the background. I tried doing that just in gold, and it ended up looking like a curtain. So Richard had the great idea of adding these like dark blue lines onto it just to break it up a little bit.
Again, like gold and lapis lazuli. So the colors were inspired by reality, but, it's as far from reality. So that's our piece. Sure. That's what we did.
So yeah, that was our piece for the history build.
Now there's also some Wilfred, thank you very much. I think that view in the length with the columns, one of those columns we had broken, and Flynn thought that it didn't look complete. And I think having the 4 columns in the nice room there. They, especially for photos, give it nice perspective, too.
Well, right, and also, too, we wanted to make, again, like, our purpose was, and this is how you can, like, defy reality sometimes, or just, like, make a design choice, is, like, we really wanted there to be a difference between the 2 rooms. One room was pristine, and the other one was junky, and so in order to do that, even if there had been a broken column in the real thing, I think I would have preferred to stick with the way we did it, just so that it looks...
Yeah,
it's balanced.
And
it's more balanced.
That notion of messy can be really tricky. On Lego Masters, when we did the storybook challenge, several of the teams, ours included, struggled with that question about how to make the Taker Waker's house messy without making it look like a messy mock. Right? It still has to have design.
It's true. All right, so yeah.
So, should we move on to... I don't know that I have a lot of experience with food trucks, Flynn.
I don't either. I will say, though, that taking a look... now, food truck tips. So there have been several Lego food trucks. So I would suggest, first things first, check out the instructions. Lego has all the instructions for everything every set that they've made on their website. So you can go up there and find the instructions. And if Lego doesn't have it, someplace already does. Let's see. So I think...
But I would also just start with a truck, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it a modified truck?
It is a modified truck, and we can take a look at the... So this is a truck that our friend Holly made from the movie
a van from Paranorman, right?
Yep. And you can see that the lid comes off of it. Now, if you watched our last Monday's show about the car mock, this is a similar idea with a lid that comes off, and then it's got these things that open in the back. Now, this is probably not ideal for like the food truck situation like you're talking about.
You would have a hinge door that's different, right?
Yeah, you could either have a hinge door that opens up all the way this way, but what I would suggest is one that hinges up this way. So you would you could even just build the van as is and add some bars that stick out with a little flap that goes over top of it, so that then the flap could be lifted up. And there's probably, I know that there's ways that you could do it where you could you could adjust it. You could adjust it so that it would have like the panel that folds down would be flat against the side rather than like sticking out in front. But it really just depends on what you're doing. Those would be my recommendations.
I have Flynn and I start mocks from. Can I see this for a second?
Oh, sorry.
Flynn and I start mocks from different places. I start thinking about the interior structure, and I'm not. See, he's going right to what is the finished piece going to look like? How is this? So I'm starting from the inside out. I would start by making a chassis that is big enough to hold the characters that I want to be on the food truck. So if you're going minifig scale, then that means the minifig has to be able to fit in a seat and get in the door. And that's where I start for scale.
Unlike our car mock where you couldn't actually see
Right. So it doesn't mean it actually has to be all functioning, but for me it's all about doorways with scale. If this minifigure can fit through a doorway this big, then that defines the height of a story of a building. It defines the height of a truck or a car. It pretty much defines the height of the entire world. If you're making a maxi figure, bigger doors, bigger world. And so I would do that with the truck too. Start with the chassis and get the wheels working. I think regardless of what kind of truck it is, it's going to have some kind of steering wheel. And using headlight bricks in the front are really great. Grills, and I like her bumper here. And then the question is, once you have all the chassis, the bottom part and all of this is, how do you make the box? And then you can just make your box with the hinged pieces that fits perfectly. But you got to get it at the right scale first.
Yep. All right.
I'm not saying my approach is better than yours. We just we think about it in different ways.
And then when we build it together, we can sort of combine all the ideas together. So I think that pretty much wraps it up for today. However, I know you're anxiously awaiting to hear what the challenge this week is, which I just thought of.
I am too. I want to know what this week's challenge is too.
I know we got so caught up in finishing this one that we forgot the next one. So I have an idea for this next one. I think it would be fun. For this next build, your challenge is, and this is going to be another 16 by 16 vignette challenge, just because, it seems like that's what people have time for and have bricks for.
Did we miss a whole thing here?
Oh, they were just more talk about food trucks, I think.
Okay, got it. Yeah, nice work, Holly. We love that van. It is front and center.
Yeah, right in our display. Oh, and also, the Lego food trucks usually have a little model of the type of food. Yeah, absolutely, ice cream or whatever. Very good, very good.
Yeah, because you want to know what it is without thinking too hard, right? You want to see it and know immediately. Oh, I had one other thing on that. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I'm being Mr. Interrupty Pants.
That's okay. Everybody will wait to find out what the challenge is.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I think another place to go to see really cool food trucks is Mark and Boone's Mega City Build Challenge, which was so awesome with the hot dogs.
Yeah, and
that out.
So
and other food trucks. The whole structure was made of food trucks.
So so if you are interested in anything like the tile work that we did on the floor and all that kind of stuff, if I could give you any sort of, I don't know why I went back to that, but if I could give you any sort of advice on doing something like that, it would be, even though it's random, pay attention to where you're putting things. Like I said, I never put two 2x2 tiles right next to each other, even with each other. They were always slightly offset. And if you can think about that, and then, and then if you just have a bunch of little 1x1 squares left over, then fill them in with either 1x1 squares or there's quarter round tiles. All that kind of stuff is great.
And then floors, actually, tiling floors have a specific problem in that once you get all the tiles down, it's hard to get them back up unless you go from the edge. So what I like to do is to lay them all out without pressing them down and see what I like, and then start pressing stuff down, because what a pain to go in the middle of a 16 by 16 area and get one tile.
So you end up having to pull everything up to get, make a path to it.
Right.
Yeah, and I think I tore off a fingernail earlier doing that.
But why tonight? You grew a new one.
I know. Okay, so the challenge, the weekly challenge. Why are they so big? Okay, the challenge this week is going to be a 16 by 16 vignette, and we are going to. It's going to be a fairy tale theme. I want to see your fantasy. I want to see your fairy tale. I want to see your colors this week.
Okay, now does it have to be with a specific fairy tale, or just sort of fantasy fairy tale world?
I think I want to do... Yes. Oh, sorry. I think I want to do a... I think that I want to do a... It could be a fantasy world. I mean, personally, I'd like to say, because there's so many fairy tales.
Fables and fairy tales.
Fables and fairy tales. Okay, let's do that. It's fables and fairy tales. And yes, it should be an existing story.
Yeah. And what's the difference between a fable and a fairy tale?
A fairy tale, or I should say, a fable usually has animal characters in
and a moral.
And a moral at the end. And then a fairy tale usually just ends up tragically at the end.
Well, Goldilocks and the Three Bears is a fairy tale, right?
Yes.
And the frog and the scorpion, or the turtle and the scorpion, is a fable.
You mean the tortoise and the hare?
No, the scorpion's riding on the back of the tortoise, and he's like, "Don't sting me, I wouldn't sting me. Don't sting me," and then he stings him and he says, "Why did you sting me?" And he said, "It's in my nature." Something like that.
Wow.
So that's a fable.
Wow, yeah. So anyway,
they're harsh.
Fable or fairy tale, or if one... Yeah, seriously. But it should be something existing. And the reason why I'm saying something is existing is it's sometimes... I find sometimes it's easier to go with already created material, and it gives you like a nice guide. And we've pretty much given, like last one we had free wide ranging, and I heard a lot of people say like, "Oh, I just don't know what to do." It's so like history is such a big subject, like such a big thing.
So this is smaller.
So this is smaller. So fairy tale or fable, 16 by 16 vignette, due by Thursday at noon, one photograph, 2 to 3 sentence description, and please send it to...
Where?
Flynn at TrickyBricks.com. You can get me there. Yeah, one photo. Remember, again, I know we talk about this all the time, but if you can get the light behind you and and not behind the model, that's great.
This week's photos were great.
Yeah, really I'm really liking. Everybody seems to be taking the tips and doing some really great photos. So yeah, fairy tale and fairy tale.
Super Sewer Baby fairy tale. Yes, if you want to do a fairy tale with Super Sewer Baby, please do. I love Super Sewer Baby's adventures.
Yeah, everyone went for the Jack and the Beanstalk thing. Yeah, it is. Well, it's because it's such a statement piece. Right? Like, yep. Jack and the Beanstalk is such a statement piece. Like, there's a big green beanstalk.
But really, you know what? Don't worry about if someone else is doing it, because your mock is going to be completely different from theirs.
It's your version.
So if all people, like on that episode of The Gong Show, where every act sang feelings...
Yes.
They were all different.
So if you want to incorporate your own character into an existing fairy tale, because I see Brickanista asking about Super Sewer Baby as Goldilocks. Yes, that's sure. Fine. If you want it to be Super Sewer Baby and the 3 trolls, fine. Like, that's fine. If it's a play on it, that's great. But just not something that you made up.
Yeah. So it should just be inspired by a fable or fairy tale. And other than that, sky's the limit.
Yeah, sky's the limit.
Within 16 by 16, right?
Yep, 16 by 16. Can't wait to see what you do. Think about details. Think about being... Oh, there's another thing. And the other thing that's really good about this particular one, I think, is it really trains you to let the story speak for itself. So we should be able to look at it and say, oh, that's Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Oh, that's, whatever. I almost said the Fox and the Hound. The sour grapes, the fox with the sour grapes, or whatever it's called. That's all of those. Challenge.
It's what Brickmaster Amy and Jamie called that movie poster moment. So it should be the iconic moment. It's like, I won't pick a fairy tale because I don't want to pick a moment, but it's just that iconic moment.
Well, you can pick a moment. I mean, like with Goldilocks and the Three Bears, like the movie poster moment might be when they discover her in the bed and she's surprised, or
any iconic moment.
Right, or Red Riding Hood when she discovered all the better to eat you with, right?
I would have to pick exactly. You got to have grandma.
I mean, they've already covered. Lego did already cover that, but that doesn't mean that you can't do it too.
Yeah. So awesome. We had super fun hanging out with you today. Thanks for bearing with us as we share our model with you. We're super excited about that, and that's fun.
Now tomorrow I have no idea what we're going to build, and I said something about putting up a poll. Maybe I'll put up a poll in the community. I'm going to pick 2 sets a little bit later.
Yeah.
I will put up a poll on the community tab of our YouTube channel that you can go to and vote for whatever set we might put together tomorrow.
Yep.
So we've got a lot of fun stuff coming up this week. We're going to be. Oh, wait a minute. We're not here tomorrow. Tuesday. We're not here tomorrow. It's Tuesday. Great. That gives everybody plenty of time to vote.
That didn't mean we're psyched we're not here tomorrow. That just means we'll actually have a day we can work on our mock and not be late.
Yeah, I didn't want to lead you astray. Sorry about that. We will not be here tomorrow because it's Tuesday. But you can still turn your mock in, or you can work on your mock, and you can definitely do the vote on what it is we might build on when we come back. So, on Wednesday, we are going to be having Amy from Lego Masters, Amy of Crystal and Amy.
D.
Amy D will be here talking about her scholarship that she started for girls in STEM, which I'm super excited about. So she'll be here for a little bit talking to us about that.
And if we're really, really lucky, she might share some of her wearables with us too.
I'm sure she probably will. Bring back Sir Melts-a-Lot.
Lego wearables.
I agree. Sir Melts-a-Lot needs to happen. So Amy will be here, and then don't forget Thursday night, our very, very special show where we're going to be having Maddie and Jimmy from Australia Lego Masters Season 1. Super fun, kooky kids. That's going to be a really fun Thursday night. I'm so much looking forward to it.
We've got a great week.
Yeah. So, all right. So I think that about wraps it up for today. Don't forget, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. You can find us on Instagram at TrickyBricks. If you want to send us an email, it's Flynn@TrickyBricks.com, like there. And if you want to send us something through the mail, it's we are at P.O. Box 11517, Oakland, California 94611. So that's very exciting. If you want to support the stream via our Redbubble store, we have t-shirts and mugs and all that stuff, or you want to join our Patreon, all the information is in the description of the video, so you can check that out there.
Thank you so much, everyone who joined us in the challenge this week.
Yeah,
it's so fun to see your stuff, and I love that we're all building together. That's just the best thing, that and fun together are the best things that can come out of this show.
Sorry, Christopher, you're here. Sorry. Yes, we did show your mock earlier. It was very popular. We really liked the Stonehenge. It was really great.
Yeah,
thank you for sharing it. And I'm sorry that you missed it earlier, but you can always rewind and watch. But great to see.
It'll be up. It's up with the chat after a few hours, right? But it's up immediately after the feed as well.
Yeah. It will be, but my goodness. All right, so thank you everybody so much for joining us. Don't forget, stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, and we will see you on Wednesday. Bye, everyone.
Bye.